The movie begins with a white racist man being interviewed on TV. He is running for the position of a mayor in Hopewell County, Georgia in the year 1987. Just before the interview could end, an old lady watching the TV murmurs that she has had enough of the white man. She reaches out to the television set and turns it off. She walks her way into the town, and after waiting so long, she budges into this white man's office without permission. She introduces herself as Hattie Mae, and asks him to investigate a murder case that took place in Hopewell County in the year 1947. The white man replies, asking if she really wants him to look into a murder that happened over 40 years ago. She finally leaves his office, dropping a bundle of letters on his desk. The white man picks it up only to see his mom's name, Leanne Harper, written on it. The letters were addressed to her. He opens it up without hesitation and begins to read. The movie dates back to the year 1937 in Summerville, Georgia. There in a little community is Bayou, a 17-year boy who isn't liked by his father for taking after his mother's singing and being slow on doing almost everything. His actual name is Horace John Boyd, but everyone calls him Bayou because his father says his eyes are as deep as the bayou from his birth. His mom, Hattie, is always on his boy's side, defending him from his dad and white-skinned elder brother, Willie Earl, who happens to be his dad's favorite since he does whatever he tells him to do and plays the trumpet too just as he wishes. Willie takes advantage of Bayou's calm persona and bullies him all the time. Bayou meets a 16-year-old girl named Leanne by a riverside. Moments ago, he had just embarrassed himself because he was unable to play the trumpet his father coached him to play. Leanne is mostly referred to as Bucket. She got that name after she was dumped like an empty bucket by her mom to live with her mean and abusive grandfather. Bayou one day goes to Leanne's house to ask her out, but immediately Leanne sees him. She signals him to stop, as if she knew everything in his head and what he was about to say. Bayou ends up advertising his mom's laundry services to her grandfather instead. The stammer in his voice gives him away and gets him sacked. He is asked to never return, but that doesn't stop them. The two begin to meet every day at night throughout the summer, to have some alone time away from everybody. The rain starts falling, but this doesn't at all hinder their meetups. Of course, they are in love. Leanne became a source of encouragement for him, just as his mom also encourages him and teaches him how to read. Bayou gets home a happy man after getting his first kiss with Leanne. He finds his mom and dad having an argument. Buster, his dad, takes his mom's last money and leaves for Chicago, hoping to play at the Capitol Royale. This is something he has longed for all his life. His favorite son follows him that night to Chicago, a place even Buster himself didn't know much about. That night, Bayou shows up late and unhappy at the usual meeting place. Leanne asks him about the reason for his long face and he explains things to her. They begin sharing a romantic moment together and then Bayou confesses his love for her. Leanne leaves as soon as Bayou says he's in love with her. Why would she do that? Shouldn't this be expected? Bayou gets worried when Leanne isn't showing up at their meeting place anymore. She also stops sending him paper airplanes. He decides to send her one through her window and finds out about her dark secret. She's been sexually abused by her grandfather this whole time. He kept what he saw that night to himself. He gets her to meet him one night. His plan is to propose marriage to her and run away with her after. She accepted his plan only to find out the next day she's leaving the town to go north without him. Months passed. Bayou joined the military and injured himself on purpose, so he can go home to his mom who had moved to Hopewell County with Sitzi, his good old friend. Hattie, the hardworking woman, does laundry, delivers babies and has opened a juke joint where all the colored people in the town come to enjoy themselves. One day, while performing at her juke joint, her son, Willie Earl, arrives there with Ira, a man from Europe, claiming he's his manager. All Ira said was to help him get into the Capitol Royale, and that's if he also helps him. Bayou helps her mom deliver washed clothes to their owners. Today, he's delivering one to Sheriff Jackson's house, where Sitzi just began working. As he leaves the house, Sheriff Jackson's brother, John, shows up with his wife Leanne and mother-in-law. What's more, the two notice each other. One night, Leanne follows Bayou with a car. She wants to talk. He shows her a safer place where they can talk. She explains to him that her mom threatened him and his mom's life. That's the reason for her leaving the town and the reason for her current marriage. All because of her mom's love for money and expensive things. Sitzi passes by in her car, so they have to end the conversation so he gets home. Being jealous, Leanne treats Sitzi harshly, seeing how happily she jumped on Bayou the night they met. Leanne lands a slap on Sitzi's face and she also hits her back. They later settle the matter, and Sitzi delivers a letter to Bayou. He meets her just as the letter said. Things begin to get spicy and they do it right in her car while her mom, who had followed, watched everything. Her mom brings up a lie which makes the sheriff and his brother go after Bayou to kill him. Sitsi hears the conversation and warns Bayu of the danger. He's forced to leave with his brother and Ira for an audition in Chicago before the guys could lay hands on him. In the audition room, Willie Earl's impatience makes him leave the hall, leaving his brother to try his luck on the stage. It goes well for him. Now this is his time to shine, but how is his brother going to take this? It's something Willie and his father have longed for all their lives, but here is Bayu getting it on a silver platter. He sings while Willie Earl in the back plays his trumpet. Months go by and Bayu is seen living his best life. He writes to his mom often and sends her money too, but the letters reach her without the money. This makes life hard for her out there. Leanne is heavily pregnant and unhappy in her marriage, while Willie Earl also can't get off his drugs. Bayu steals his brother's drugs, which was the cause for his poor performance. He is trying to prevent the same situation from happening again. This doesn't go well with Willie. He gets into an argument with him and it results in a fight. Mr. Carney sets in and fires Willie Earl. Meanwhile, Leanne delivers her baby in Hattie's home. She is scared that her family might find out the baby is for Bayu, but the baby comes out white, convincing enough for people to believe. Bayu learns his mom's business is on the brink of collapsing. He also learns of Leanne's childbirth. He decides to play for a night at his mom's joint to save the business and finally execute his plan on running away with Leanne. While dressing up, his brother wants to leave for Hopewell County. He bursts out the truth about his father's death. Bayu arrives with his brother and Ira. But then something happens. Willie betrays his brother. He tells Sheriff Jackson of Bayu's presence. Bayu, after performing a little at his mom's juke joint, leaves to take the bus and escape with Leanne and his baby, but as soon as he sees Sheriff Jackson and his men heading towards his mom's joint, he gets off the bus to save his mom, thinking that they'll hear him out. He was wrong. He rather gets himself beaten and hanged to death. His mom, Sitsi, and other people present at the joint rushed to his dead body and wept in agony at the sight. Presently, Jonathan, Leanne and Bayu's son, visits her aged mom and hands her the letters Hattie, Bayu's mom, left on his desk. Letters revealing his true identity as a black man. Would this finally change his policies as he runs for the office of a mayor?